Well, good morning. I am bringing you a pretty fun review today. I am reviewing the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0. This is a pretty fabulous shoe, but is it worth $275? That's what we're going to talk about today in this video, and I'm going to share some more thoughts as well. I'm going to cover the overall build and build quality, the comfort, the performance, and the value of the shoe. But first, if you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. I am trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We have a little ways to go. I'll produce the videos. All you got to do is subscribe. If you found this video informative or inspiring, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you think this shoe is worth $275. Is it one you're considering? Have you already bought it? And how has the shoe been for you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, with all that out of the way, I do want to mention that Hoka sent me these shoes for the purpose of review, but know that all thoughts and opinions are strictly my own. All the B-roll footage that you're about to see in this video was recorded after this run. I've been using this shoe a lot for my tempo and faster, speedier workouts and runs. Today I'm on a longer run. I'm about to hit mile 16 of my 21-mile run. It's been raining. All the clouds are out. We've been getting a bunch of rain last night, which just makes everything so fresh. And if you're curious about my outfit, this is the Path Projects Wadi W-A-D-I sun hoodie, long sleeve sun hoodie. I thought the long sleeve would be nice since the temperatures are just a little bit cooler. An excellent shirt. So check out my affiliate links down in the pinned comment or the description below. And if you use to buy any of your gear, including Path Projects, Cielo, then it just goes to give a little kickback to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. I've also got these pretty cool T8 shorts, which of course match the tealy blue color of the shoes. So 10% off code down in the comments as well. All right, let's move on with the review. Get running again. This is a See Chad run video, not a See Chad walk video. So with all that, voiceover Chad, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the specs and features of the Cielo X1 2.0.
Hoka states, a tip-of-the-spear product tuned for higher tempo pickups, the Cielo X1 2.0 is a must for speed seekers. Engineered with an aggressive 4-foot rocker and ultra-responsive dual-density PIBA midsole with a snappy carbon fiber plate. This pace-pushing road racer has been finished with a light, breathable upper, designed with dynamic cutouts for weight savings and a cushioned collar to ensure a secure foot lockdown when chasing those PRs. As for some of those specs and features, you get an engineered jacquard mesh upper with 3D printed overlays, warp knit tongue made with 100% recycled polyester, dual density PIBA midsole, winged carbon fiber plate, 39mm of heel stack, 32mm of toe stack for that 7mm drop, weighing in at only 229 grams or 8.1 ounces, and a US MSRP of $275. Chad, back over to you.
Now, one of the shoes that I had also somewhat recently reviewed is the Hoka Mach X2, and I really enjoyed that shoe, except it rubbed my Achilles a little bit raw. The Cielo X1 2.0 does not have that problem, even though the shoes are very similar midsole, similar performance. So I really appreciate that Hoka went back to the drawing board a little bit and created the shoe that we really wanted all along. So starting with that upper, it's more of a translucent mono mesh upper, kind of a ripstop. On the surface, when I first felt it, it's kind of plasticky, but once you get your foot in, you start actually running in the shoe, it doesn't feel plasticky at all. It really moves and adapts with your foot quite nicely. I like the upper because it's also very breathable, seems to wrap around my foot quite comfortably, and I have no concerns with durability. I will add, however, that I kind of wish it was more of an engineered mesh similar to the Mach X2 that just seems to adapt to your foot movements just a little bit more, be a little bit more comfortable. Although in the Cielo X1 2.0, it is a little bit lighter of an upper. The tongue is not padded at all, but it does lay flat across your foot. It's not gusseted, but it also stays perfectly in place. You do get a little bit of TPU overlays in a few spots around the upper to add just a little bit more strength and support where needed. And then lastly, on the upper, moving around the ankle and the heel, I already mentioned it, but you do get a little bit of light padding, but I do feel that my ankle is held securely in place and no Achilles rub. It flares out just a little bit on the back here, so you're not getting any rub on your Achilles right there. So quite nice. Not a lot of padding, but I feel like everything is secure right there in the ankle. So moving down the shoe to that midsole, this is where the shoe is pretty fantastic. That midsole is very soft, bouncy, responsive. It is really, really fun to run faster in. It is a little awkward to kind of just stand there or walk in the shoe. You feel a little unstable perhaps, but they did design that midsole with a really nice rocker, so it really encourages you and kind of tips you forward into your toes. Additionally, you do get a carbon plate, which helps to add a little bit of rigidity and springiness at toe off. For me, I don't know if I actually feel the carbon plate or not, which is probably a good thing actually, but I do feel that rocker. I feel it pushing me into my toes and really rewarding a mid-foot to forefoot type foot strike. I do worry that if you need a stability shoe or you have really weak ankles or you're a heel striker, that this shoe will not suit you very well. The heel is just a little bit too soft and a little bit too wobbly. Moving down to the bottom of the shoe, you get just a basic rubber from Hoka. It's placed strategically in places on the shoe that you need it, but not where you don't, helping to keep the weight down. You can also see the cutouts in the bottom of the shoe, also helping to save weight. When it comes to sizing, I went true to size, my typical 9.5. I feel like that was the right choice in this shoe. Note that it is not a wide shoe. I have ran in high performance shoes that are more snug than this one. So I feel like it offers adequate, but a snug, performance oriented fit in the midfoot and in the toe box. So wrapping all of that up, quality and the build of the Cielo X1 2.0, man, that is a hard name to get right. I feel like Hoka did a really good job thinking through really what's needed in a high performance trainer racer type of shoe. I would give quality a solid, quality is probably more like a 9 out of 10. They really did a good job. Only reason for docket points, I feel like the upper could be a little bit more adaptable to your foot, similar to the Mach X2. When it comes to the comfort, for again a high performance trainer racer, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I feel that the shoe could have benefited from just a little bit more padding, maybe in the tongue. They could have done a very light, small gusset. I think that would have helped add to the overall comfort around the foot. Don't get me wrong, it's not uncomfortable by any means, but I feel like a few minor tweaks would have not added much weight at all to the shoe and really would have added to the overall comfort in the shoe. Okay, I am walking once again, just hit mile 17. I gotta get going, and let's talk about performance. And just hit mile 18. Let's talk about the performance of the Cielo X1 2.0. So if you're buying this shoe for those tempo runs, your speedier runs, your faster workouts, your half marathon, and even your marathon races, I think you'll find this shoe to do exactly what you expect it to do, and to do it very well, which makes it a very expensive option to use only for racing and faster runs. Talk about value here in a minute. But when it comes to performance, the shoe performs very well. I've been really pleased with it. That upper is somewhat minimalistic, keeping things simple but very lightweight. It's very breathable, holds my foot securely in place, both in the heel and the ankle area and across the midfoot. I've never experienced any hot spots or rubbing or blisters of any kind. And of course, the star of the shoe, that Piba midsole, just feels awesome, especially when you start to pick up the pace. And then that rocker really encourages you to get up into your toes, to transition into your toes quickly. That midsole, it is a high stack, comes in right at or right under the marathon accepted standards, 39 millimeters, I believe, in the heel. So you do get a pretty good chunk of dual density foam underfoot, which makes the shoe feel really good in a straight line. But if you're doing a sharp turn or a curve, it might feel a little uneasy. I've never felt like I'm gonna roll my ankle, but I am more of a midfoot striker. And then of course there's that carbon plate. Mentioned that I don't really feel its propulsional properties, but that's probably a good thing. It means that the plate's not really controlling my foot too much. I'm able to run in my natural way and maybe gain some benefit from that plate. It also probably adds a little bit of stability and rigidity in an otherwise extremely loosey-goosey, as Seth James Moore would say, midsole. Yeah, this shoe's just a lot of fun to run in. I've really enjoyed doing my tempo runs and my interval runs in this shoe. And for me, if I were running a half marathon race or a marathon race tomorrow, this is the shoe that I would be grabbing. So this is what we're gonna do. If you're looking for a high performance marathon, half marathon racing shoe that you can do some of your quality work in, those tempo runs, those intervals, fartleks, and so on, this shoe is definitely one to consider. I'm gonna give performance. I'm really having a hard time not giving it a perfect score, trying to think of a reason to dock it. So for its intended purpose, I can't help but give it a 10 out of 10. Good job, Hoka. So that brings us to the price, $275 US MSRP. Is that worth it? That's a lot of money. It's crazy that shoes are kind of becoming, high performance shoes at least, are becoming the standard at, you know, 200 plus, even 300 plus dollars. But I think if you are really serious about your running and you are looking for a shoe that's going to do really well for those quality workouts, for those marathon efforts, I don't know, maybe you gotta pay to play. And this shoe definitely lets you play hard. I suppose this is the way to think of it. I'm having a hard time thinking of another shoe that performs as good as this shoe that isn't in that $200 plus range. The only exception might be that I can think of, the Kip Run KD 900X LD Plus. That is a long name. I'll be reviewing that shoe. That shoe also has a PIBA or PIBA-like midsole, a partially carbon plate, high-performing, fun shoe to run in. It comes in at 220 pounds. It's not really available here in the States yet, but that does undercut the price from the Hoka just a little bit. However, I'll say it now, I think the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0 does perform just a little bit better than that shoe. And I don't know of a higher performing road racing shoe than the X1 2.0. So $275, probably worth it. Like I said, if you are a serious runner looking to chase down those PBs, set that personal best on a marathon and really run fast at mile 19. So I want to hear from you. Do you think $275 is worth the price? Is this a shoe you are considering buying, or have you already bought it? How has it been for you? Do you agree with all my statements? Do you disagree? Let me know. Drop a comment down below. Mile 20. So how am I going to use the shoe going forward? Am I going to use it going forward? Well, yes, absolutely. I'm going to continue to use the Cielo X1 2.0 for those tempo runs and those speedier workouts. And if I do any sort of road race, heck, even a 5K, this is the shoe that'll be under my feet. So as I wrap up this run and approach mile 21 to conclude this beautiful day, smelling so fresh out here, with the rain, oh, I love it. Really having a great time. Wonderful run. All right, remember to be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy every mile as I am today in the Hoka Cielo X1 2.0. Alrighty, pretty fantastic shoe. Is it worth $275? You let me know in the comments. I'll see you on the next video. Oh, stay tuned for more. Please subscribe, join the channel membership, do all those things. I'll see you on the next one. Bye. I love how the clouds are sitting and evaporating off the mountains. There's a reservoir right over there, and all the clouds or the evaporation coming off the lake there, the reservoir. Yeah, it's really pretty, really cool. 21.